Hi guys, Shane here. Got a lot of driving ahead of me, and I've just been praying in silence with the radio off, trying to listen to God, trying to hear His voice. That's a goal for mine this year. I just haven't. I just feel like God's speaking to me that I just haven't been quiet enough. I ask Him to help me to hear His voice better, and He's telling me, how can I hear His voice if there's never quiet? There's always the radio on, there's always a podcast on, there's always something on. And I'm also praying for Him to guide me into servitude for Him, into a ministry, into something, and I don't know. Obviously, I don't know what that looks like. So that's part of trying to hear His voice, trying to hear what He's telling me. So I figured I'd hit record and kind of talk through out loud, talk through everything. Maybe I'll post this on YouTube or something, and maybe it can help somebody. I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens. One thing I've been wondering and contemplating on, I was praying a lot the last month or so for guidance. I had two decisions in front of me that not only affect myself, but potentially those around me as well, and of course my family, career decisions. But I kept praying and praying and praying for guidance, for the right decision to be revealed to me. And man, I kept going back and forth. 1 minute I thought one path was clear. I kept going back and forth and back and forth. And I don't know if it's right, but the conclusion that I came to, and I'm still at for the time being, is maybe God had plans for me no matter which path I picked. Like, both paths seemed like, and maybe this is what made it hard too, was I had full faith that God will work in me no matter which one I choose. And we have free will, but I also pray that my free will aligns with His will, that my free will is surrendered to His will, or comes alongside His will. The answer just was never clear. So yeah, I mean, did God have a plan for me no matter which one I picked? Were they both equal? Is God going to use me the same no matter which choice I made? Like I said, neither choice was necessarily a bad choice, I didn't think. I don't know, it's tough sometimes. I still wonder, did I make the right choice? Was there a right choice? I never know. And I am confident God will use me. I keep asking myself, and God, I guess, did I make the right choice? And I think the answer I get is, I'm going to use you no matter where you're at. I don't know, maybe sometimes we overcomplicate things in our head. Maybe sometimes I overthink. I think I just have to hope that no matter where I am, no matter what I'm doing, that I'm serving the Lord. Maybe even if I made the wrong choice, if I keep striving for righteousness, keep striving for servitude, if the Lord keeps striving to do heavenly works, to, in a sense, be a missionary wherever I'm at, that God will make it the right choice, that God will, I don't even want to say this, align His path with mine, because it's always His path, I believe, unless if we deviate completely from serving Him, obviously. Even then, that's a whole new topic, a whole topic on itself. Even when we deviate from His path, I believe God will use it. If we come back to Him, God will use any deviations that we made under our own free will. As long as we come back to Him in a heart of servitude, He will use the mistakes we made for good. He can use the bad choices we made as a testimony, and He can use them to allow us to, like, say, relate to other people that you wouldn't have been able to relate to before, to have life experiences that help you touch other people's lives. I don't know, just some ramblings, just some on the road ramblings while I drive. Not much of a. I'm not the kind of guy that's very good at just talking and talking and talking for hours on end. As my mind thinks through things, I kind of want to verbalize them. I really want to help people. I really want to serve God right now. Like, my heart is for servitude. And I think that's why the decision that I've been making is so hard, because it's just career decisions. It's just to make money, I guess, provide for the family. Wondering if that's enough. Like, is that enough? I want to give my life to God. I want to give my life to Yahuwah, to my Savior. I'm 41 now, and I've lived for myself all this time. It seems like I've just lived in the world. I've been grinding away on a job so I can pay bills. Sometimes I wonder, where's the meaning in that? Yes, I was providing for my family. From my own fleshly faults, I was not building His kingdom. I don't feel like I was serving His kingdom very well. I was focused too much on the distractions of the world. I was focused too much on the job, the next promotion, how am I going to make more money, those things, and then all the little things, TV, Netflix, everything's a distraction. Now I'm swinging into a new topic that I've been thinking about a lot for the last couple years at least. This whole society's designed, the enemy's designed, especially in the United States, and I've done a little bit of world traveling, and I believe it is everywhere, but man, especially in the United States, here we are trapped. Things are designed so that we are slaves. We are literally slaves to the system. We have to have this 9-to-5 job, and now it's like 2 jobs. People have to have 2 jobs. Everybody in the household has to work to barely scrape by, and it's just such a distraction. Aside from it being overwhelming and exhausting and everything else, it's just such a distraction from God. Like, yes, we can go to church. We can, in our mind, trust God to provide through our grinding away our life, but it's such a distraction. Working in a factory or wherever it is, it takes so much of our mental capacity and emotional capacity to just keep grinding away that throughout the day. I mean, at least I for the last years have not been dwelling on God, have not been in communication with God, have not been still and listening to God, have not had the prayer time with God. When we get home from work, what do we do? He said we watch TV, some play video games, even read books. We're not still. We're never still and listening. We're never still and quiet and listening for God's voice. I just read today in Acts where they went down to a river, and they were searching for a prayer area down by the river. I haven't really dug into this much yet, but for some reason I never thought about that before. That never stood out to me before. But did they at one time have like areas just for prayer? Like, now we have our quiet space, our room. Some churches have a room you can go to. But do they have whole areas just for prayer? Like, how important is a prayer life with God? How important is spending time in quietness, listening to God's voice, for God's voice? It's got to be hugely important. And when do we prioritize it? Do we prioritize it below work? Do we prioritize it before sports, before the NFL games? Do we prioritize it before our favorite show on Netflix? I haven't been, and I don't see others doing that either in this society. I feel like it's a weird time we're living in. I was thinking what YouTube channel, because I think I am going to post this on YouTube. I'm going to post any of these ramblings on. I'm probably just going to post them on our Off the Resort channel. I'm obviously a believer in Jesus Christ as my Savior. I believe the Bible 100%. And I want it to bleed over into every area of my life. So I think I'm just going to consolidate everything into our Off the Resort channel and just see how it goes. Christ is everything. I know Ruby feels the same.